The name Jordan is a famous one in sports in North America, but normally it's associated to a guy on a sneaker, a bald-headed shooting guard for the Chicago Bulls, the greatest athlete of all time, Michael Jordan. But Al-Nashama, the chivalrous ones, or the patriotic ones as they are known, are looking to put Jordan on the map in a different way in the summer of 2026 as they represent as the Jordanian national team in their first ever World Cup. Welcome to Kickback Soccer Media's World Cup Capsules, where you'll learn everything you need to know about all 48 of the national teams competing at the 2026 World Cup. From the history of the game, the nation's current World Cup trajectory, unsung heroes, and cultural moments. Today, as I said, we are talking about the Jordanian national team, preparing for their first ever appearance at a senior FIFA World Cup.
For the country, it meant a lot because it gives a lot of exposure. Jordan in the region is not considered the strongest. A lot of people are going to get to know this team. Thankfully, it's going to give people a reason to also look forward for the World Cup. And I think it's an amazing opportunity for the people here. Everybody's behind the team. Everybody follows it. Everybody is really excited.
That's Jaime Siaj, a member of the Jordanian national team and a forward for one of the country's biggest clubs, Al-Faisaly. Siaj was born in Spain and played for the Real Madrid Academy before playing in the United States, Kuwait, Italy, and Canada, amongst others. Though he wasn't born in Jordan, through his Jordanian family, his time with the national team, and now his time on the ground with a Jordanian club, he has seen the passion of the people firsthand.
Soccer is the biggest sport here. You will see a lot of national team jerseys, but also Al-Faisaly has huge fan base, Wehdat has a huge fan base, so people are behind the league, are behind the national team, and they support us a lot. When you go out on the street, you feel that love, you feel recognized, and you feel that they want the best for you, the team, and hopefully they will help the team in the World Cup do their best.
The country was founded as the Emirate of Transjordan, coming out of the Ottoman Empire in World War I. They were granted independence in 1946 and is now known as the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. The name Jordan comes from the Jordan River Valley that creates the western border of the country, where Oman sits, the largest city in the region, and the country is home to Petra, one of the 7 new wonders of the world. Founded 2,000 years ago, new is relative in that phrase. The sport took root in Jordan the way it did through most of the region. The British brought the game in the 1920s. The first games believed to have been played in 1923 as the territory was being formed. The FA was founded in 1949, and the national team started in 1953, with 1986 being its first World Cup qualifying. In the late 90s, things finally picked up for the national team. They won back-to-back Arab games in 1997 and 1999. But things didn't really continue on from there until 2014, when they made it through Asian World Cup qualifying as one of the playoff teams. They went on to an intercontinental playoff against 2-time World Cup champions Uruguay and ended up losing 5-0 across the 2 legs. But with the confidence making that intercontinental playoff, they went and hired Harry Redknapp to lead them in the next round of World Cup qualifying in 2016. He went on to coach 2 games to start that round. They beat Bangladesh 8-0, and then they lost 5-1 to Australia. That led to them missing out on the next round of qualifying as the 5th best second-place team in all the groups, and only the top 4 moved on, and they never saw Ari again. After the failure in 2018, they also didn't make it to the 2022 World Cup qualifying final round in Asia. But things have turned around over the last 3 years. The domestic leagues gained investment and infrastructure, and the national team made it to the 2023 Asian Cup final before losing to host Qatar. So a country with 0 World Cup history, but looking to build it in 2026. On the road to get there, they got to buy through the first round. They then tied Saudi Arabia in a 4-team group in the second round, beating out Tajikistan and Pakistan. This led to the big scare of qualifying. Husman Amuti was the manager who led this team to that historic Asian Cup final in 2023, plus that opening round of World Cup qualifying success. But he stepped down to join the club scene. He was replaced by Jamal Salami, a former Moroccan international, 54-year-old who is in his first time managing a full international side. The replacement was nerve-wracking the moment it happened, worry that this team would take a step back and miss out on the World Cup. But in the third round of qualifying, they needed to finish top 2 in their group, and they did so just behind South Korea to auto-qualify 1 point ahead of their rivals Iraq. They beat Oman 3-0 in the penultimate match to clinch and make that final game against Iraq unnecessary. Otherwise, that would have been nerve-wracking in Oman on the final day. There are some up-and-coming stars that this team relies on. Ali Olwan, the 25-year-old number 9, made his debut 4 years ago. He finished number 3 in all of Asia qualifying in goal scoring. He scored a hat trick against Oman to clinch qualification. He currently plays in Iraq, one of the few players to play most of his career outside of Jordan. He left at 22 years old to play in Qatar, then Malaysia, and now Iraq with Al-Karma. He's a true number 9 fox in the box. He can finish first time or off build-up. Along with Olwan, Jordan boasts many strong players both at home and abroad. And the World Cup's an opportunity to put all their talents on display.
You have already big players that are playing in Europe. For instance, Musa Al-Tamari, he's been playing in Europe for almost 8 years now. You also have Jassan, who plays in Seoul FC with Jesse Lingard. And also a lot of players that are coming out now, younger players like Ibrahim Sabra, who plays in Turkey's Premier League. Also Tamer Bani, who plays in the Championship for West Brom. Maybe the chance of getting to the World Cup is also giving opportunity to players who are at a higher level that have double nationality like me to come and help the team, and hopefully they get to prove themselves and show the world what Jordanian players are capable of.
Before this qualification, the biggest moment in this country's World Cup qualification process was 2014. Before they face off against Uruguay, they ended up in an Asian playoff to make the Intercontinental playoff. They went up against Uzbekistan. After 2 legs on the road, they ended up tied, and it went to a PK shootout. Jordan persevered after a 9-8 victory in this shootout. One of the most unbelievable shootouts I have ever seen, and it was the biggest moment in Jordan soccer history until the 2023 run to the Asian Cup final, and now, of course, the World Cup qualification. The sport is in the DNA of this country, and no time is it more obvious than with the biggest club rivalry. It is considered one of the best rivalries on the planet. World Soccer Magazine put it in its top 50, and it is between Al-Faisaly, the Blue Eagles or the Boss, and Al-Wehdat, the Green Giants. 36 of the 43 titles since Al-Wehdat was established in the first division in the 1970s was won by one of these two teams. There was a stretch from 1985 where 19 straight titles were won between one of these sides in 32 of the next 34. Al-Faisaly are the older team. Established back in the 1930s, they were originally disbanded by the British government over safety concerns, over nationalistic movements, but since independence have become the force in the domestic scene. Al-Wehdat are newer on the scene. They were founded originally in one of the largest Palestinian refugee camps in the world in the western side of the country. They represent a huge portion of the population, and every time these two teams face off, the stakes are high because of the 52 league titles and 31 of the last 39 Super Cups that they have combined for, as well as because what it means culturally to have these two teams. Siaj, who joined Al-Faisaly in 2025, was blown away by the size, scale, and passion of the rivalry.
It's been an amazing experience so far. I knew it was a big club, I knew it was super historic, but I was not expecting the fan base. I was not expecting people to be behind the team and supporting us so much. The rivalry with that is huge. The background of Wehdat with the Palestinian community is super strong. Maybe Faisaly is more recognized as the Jordanian original, I guess, with the community. But obviously it's a very fun big rivalry. Both teams love playing each other. All the fans come to watch the game, and it's one of the biggest games in the region, I think.
Jordan was drawn into a tough group with Austria, Algeria, and Argentina. So getting through the group stage might be a tough ask. But they've got 2 games in California and 1 in Texas. And with the large diaspora community in the United States, those matches should have some unbelievable energy.
I think there is a big community of Jordanians in the US. And I think in the US you will see a lot of Jordanian communities supporting just not the team, but also the World Cup, because obviously being far from home and having the opportunity to see and to support their team, I think it's going to be massive. And you will see there are a lot of people, a lot of Jordanian people there.
For Siaj, no matter the results, the World Cup for Jordan is about excitement, enjoyment, and showing what Jordan is all about.
I think there are not really any big expectations. I think everybody's really excited to compete. I think everybody knows that it's the first time they qualify for it. So any results are going to be great for the team, great for the community. And it's just to go and enjoy it, but also be able to prove themselves to the world,
We love to leave everyone with a fun fact. Scientists have found the world's oldest known evidence of bread making in Jordan. At 14,500 years old, the Natufian site in Jordan's northeastern desert is now considered a must-visit destination. I've been lucky enough to be to Jordan. The Wadi Rum Desert and the Petra site are 2 of the most amazing places I've ever been on the planet. And a fun fact for everyone, I went on my first date with my wife at a Jordanian restaurant called Black Iris in New York City. So if you end up in New York, make sure to go check it out. Thank you for listening. If you want to learn more about every single country at the World Cup, we are doing one of these podcasts for every single nation. So go check it out, and we'll talk to you all again very, very soon.